Have you ever found yourself staring at your screen thinking, is this how the rest of my career is going to feel? Is this really it? And you've asked yourself, should I quit my job? You're not alone. Over 2 million people in the last year alone searched this online. It's especially common among women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who are ready for something more aligned and meaningful and more energizing. So today I'm going to walk you through a science-backed, three-step decision-making framework to help you answer that question for yourself, clearly, calmly, and confidently. Hi, my name is Ellie. Welcome to the channel. You know that I absolutely love having you here. If you're new, I help women navigate career transitions with clarity, confidence, and purpose. So today I'm going to give you a 3 crystal clear point framework to help you make the right decision, as well as tangible steps you can apply to make the process easier. At the end, I'm also going to share the top 3 consequences of what happens if you stay in the wrong job for too long. So stay with me until the end. There's no fluff, no guilt, hopefully just some clarity. Before I walk you through it, here's something I want you to hear loud and clear. You are not born to spend 40 hours a week in a job that drains you. We are all taught to settle in work and in life. We are also taught to be grateful. But here's the truth. Gratitude is not a reason to stay stuck. According to McKinsey, 60% of employees who quit cited feeling undervalued or emotionally drained as their top reason. Yes, a paycheck is important, but so is your health, your energy, and your alignment. So let's figure out your next step together. Here's the 3-step process. Step number 1, do an energy audit. This is where we get really honest and we ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how energized do I feel at the end of every workday? Then I want you to go deeper and ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what part of my job drains me? What part of my job lights me up? And number 3, when do I feel most like myself at work? According to Gallup, only 23% of employees worldwide feel engaged at work, which means 77% of people feel disconnected and disengaged from their jobs. So here's the action I would recommend here. Journal your week for the next 10 days. Each day write 1 task that gave you energy and 1 task that drained you. After 10 days, look at the patterns. If 80% of your tasks fall into the drain category, that's a major red flag, and you should probably consider changing your job. If you've already started nodding along, drop me a like and a comment. It helps reach more women just like you, and do subscribe to the channel if you want practical content like this one every week. Okay, step number 2 is called the values check. And here's where most people tend to go wrong. They make career decisions based on titles, salary, or external validation, not their values, as did I for a long time. But real fulfillment comes when your work matches your core values. Here's how to do it. Pick your top 5 core values from a values list. For example, growth, impact, learning, stability, autonomy. Then, score your current job on a scale of 1 to 10 of how well it honors each one. A Harvard Business Review study found that employees with high value alignment are 4 times more likely to be engaged and 3 times more likely to stay in their current role long term. And the action point here is this. If your job scores below 5 on 3 or more of these top 5 values, it doesn't seem like a good match anymore. You haven't failed, you've just evolved, and that's totally normal. If this is resonating and you want guided support to move from stuck to clear and confident, I'm opening up a very small first cohort of my course, The Aligned Woman. It's a self-paced program designed to help you get clear on what you want next and design a career that feels aligned, fulfilling, and flexible. If that sounds like something you would need, just comment course below and I'll send you the details. Okay, so let's move on to step number 3 in this process. Step number 3 is looking at the cost of staying versus the gain of staying in your current role. And this one's powerful, so ask yourself, what's the cost of staying for you in your job emotionally, physically, and financially? Also ask yourself, what are the possible gains of staying in my current role? There's this thing called the sunk cost fallacy, which is a well-documented cognitive bias. We stay in jobs and relationships or routines simply because we have invested time or money, even when they no longer serve us. So we stay because we spend too much energy and time on something and we don't want to feel like we're quitting midway. So the action step for you here is to make a list with 2 columns. Column number 1, List the real costs of staying in your current job. I don't know, burnout, low energy, poor health, unhappiness, resentment. Column number 2, go ahead and list the potential opportunities that you might get if you are to stay in your job. Learning, growth, peace, promotion, purpose. Then compare. If column 1 is clearly outweighing column 2, it's perhaps time to start thinking about managing your exit and preparing for it. According to a Deloitte survey, 1 in 3 professionals who left a job said their mental health improved significantly within 3 months of resigning. If you're already feeling like this video was made for you, hit the subscribe button. That's exactly why I created this space, to save you time and help you figure this stuff faster so you don't stay stuck in jobs that aren't right for you. And here's what I promised at the beginning of the video. Do you know what happens when we stay in the wrong job for too long? There are 3 major consequences. Consequence number 1 is this. You burn out and your mental health declines because prolonged exposure to work that feels meaningless and emotionally draining leads to chronic stress, anxiety, and eventually burnout. And here's how the science backs this. A 2021 study in The Lancet found that workers experiencing burnout are twice as likely to experience depressive symptoms and 3 times more likely to take sick leave. Okay. Consequence number 2, staying in the wrong job erodes your self-esteem and confidence because when you're overlooked or constantly out of alignment with your strengths and values, it sadly chips away at your belief in your capabilities. So over time, this leads to something that's called learned helplessness, a condition where people feel stuck and unable to change their circumstances, even when better options exist in reality. And consequence number 3, your career stagnates and you miss out on other opportunities because staying too long in the wrong role can lead to skills atrophy, reduced adaptability, and fewer growth opportunities, making it harder for you to pivot and change later. So if this is you, please take action, believe in yourself, and make a plan to change. Okay, let's recap the 3-step framework. Step number 1, do an energy audit. Is your job energizing you or is it draining you? Step number 2, values check. Does your work align with who you are now? And step number 3, what is the cost versus the gain? Is staying in your job costing you more than it's giving you? These are not just journal prompts. These are your decision points. Everyone deserves work that fits the person that they have become, not the person they were 10 years ago. Please hear this loud and clear. You have options. Everyone has options. You're not trapped. You're not too late to change paths, and you certainly don't need anyone's permission to change. And for goodness sake, please know that you're not your job title, and you don't need to impress anyone anymore. You never did. Your next chapter really starts when you get honest about what's not working, and then commit to finding what will work for you at this point in your life. If you need help with the process, just comment course below. And finally, if this resonated, you can watch this video next. You were never meant to settle in a job. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.